How's it going, folks, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Experience Share Podcast. I am your host, Griffin Hogan. Once again, I am joined by my wonderful co-host. Okay, so this is usually the part where Brendan would say something, we'd laugh and have a couple jokes, and we just go on like normal. But he's not here yet, because, I don't know, I guess he's running late or something, whatever. I told him we were starting at 4:30, it's currently 4:45, and he's not here yet. So I figured, you know what, we're on a time crunch today anyways, I'm just gonna do it myself. Screw it, whatever. So yeah, we're just gonna jump into this, how hard could this possibly be? All I gotta do is tell a couple dumb stories and then we're good to go. So, I have any stories I could tell? Oh, there was this one time, I went to the beach and, I was just having a great old time. I went surfing. I did a thing where I was on the beach. We made some sand castles and.
Hey, I'm here.
Oh, thank Christ! Where the hell have you been?
There's a red light.
Get the chair. Put on your dumb headphones. All right, listen. All right.
Your headphones. And I don't know why you bought dumb headphones.
Those are your headphones.
These are pretty stupid headphones.
You're pretty stupid. You expect me to run this podcast on my own? I'm like Aaron Hansen over here. I can't do this on my own. You know this. All right. So I guess everything's all wackadoo. How's it going, folks? Welcome to the Experience Share Podcast.
It's not the Experience Share Podcast.
Is it not that anymore?
We're going to give it a new name.
Are we on the
Just
spot?
call it the Pixel Cherries Podcast.
The Pixel Cherries Podcast.
Wow. Number one.
Name subject to change potentially.
I don't know.
But anyways, welcome, guys. We used to do a podcast called the Experience Share Podcast. It was mostly Pokemon. Now, it's like 25% Pokemon and whatever the hell else we want it to be. I'm Griffin Hogan, I stated before. Who are you?
I am the one who is named Brendan Trevathan. And I also enjoy video games. And this is going to be our variety channel.
Feel free to speak up.
This is our variety channel. We're gonna do whatever.
We got whatever we want coming down the pipeline. Videos, podcasts. I mean, this podcast will be a weekly.
Throw everything at the wall, see what sticks.
Basically, we got podcasts every week, every Friday potentially.
And nobody's gonna care right when we upload this, so we might as well talk about our plans in the future,
I guess so.
Because people are only gonna look back at this in retrospect. So
yeah,
I mean, trying to hold off on like spoiling things doesn't really
that's fair
mean much if we don't got an audience yet.
Yeah, we're building from the ground up.
Yeah,
square one. Well, anyways, Brendan, this has been a stellar start.
Yeah.
What do we got today? What do you want?
I think our friend Jared is coming in.
He might be joining us.
Not that Jared.
Not pro Jared. I don't know that guy. I met him at a con, actually.
Nice.
I met him at RTX.
You're gonna talk about why are you continuing to talk about him?
Well, I was just saying I met him at RTX. I met him at Acon.
Nice.
But
you know what he said he would do to fans like you at Acon?
What? I don't know. What?
Okay, never mind.
Okay, moving on. Hold on. Jared! Yeah. Are you joining us for this? Are you sitting in on this podcast or what?
Everyone, special guest Jared from Pro Jared.
Great!
Yo! I just cheated on my wife!
Oh my god.
Can I not say that?
We just said that you're not pro Jared.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, then I introduced
I'm not pro Jared,
him as
but
Jared.
I cheated on my wife. No, I'm really tired.
All right.
All right.
That's Jared, our friend, my girlfriend's brother. We thought he was gonna join us for this, but I guess not. He might eventually one day join us for one of these podcasts, along with some of our other friends that we have.
He might at the end of the episode.
He might
when we talk about what we're going to do. Do you want to say that now?
Yeah, we're seeing Detective Pikachu.
We're seeing the Detective Pikachu.
the Detective Pikachu. Well,
you know they say Ryan Reynolds lost like 185 pounds for this role.
Ryan Reynolds himself said that.
Yeah, he's a method actor.
He's a method actor. Yeah, we have plans. That's why at the beginning of this podcast I said we're on a time crunch. We have to leave for the movie. Our movie's at 6:45, so we're going to be recording this part of the podcast for about an hour or so. We're going to leave here at about 6:30, probably 6:15. And then we're going to come back after the movie's over, and we're going to record a little bit of a review segment for Detective Pikachu. For impressions, kind of a review. As we are big fans of Pokemon. It's one of
Dude, I am a Mondo fan of Pokemon.
It's one of the things we'll talk about very often on the podcast, aside from cartoons, anime, and video games. Not so much anime.
I am a Mondo-sized fan of Pokemon, assuming they keep Pokemon big.
I don't know what Mondo even means.
It means big.
Big.
Like, I mean, think about it. If you saw a superstore named Mondo Mart, you'd be like, yeah.
That's a market waiting to happen. That's a store waiting to happen.
I might have stole that from some cartoon that I don't remember, like Rocket Power or something.
Rocket Power,
like Mondo sounds like a '90s buzzword.
I was in the car with my girlfriend and her sister the other day. I'm gonna out my girlfriend here. We were in the car and then some video was playing. It's like, oh, I just saw this video for that dumb skateboard show, and I was like, what's dumb skateboard show? And I was like, there's no dumb skateboard shows out there. And she was like, I don't remember what it's called. It's like Power. And she was like, it's like something called like Surf. So I was like, are you talking about Rocket Power? and keep in mind, this is the same woman who looked at this is the same person who looked at Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life and said, hey, look, it's Doug from Doug. Yeah. But she said, I said, you talk about Rocket Power? And she says, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, there are some dumb skateboard shows out there.
Oh, look, it's Invader Gurr from Teacher's Pet.
Invader Gurr.
Look, it's Schnookums and Meat from Ren and Stimpy.
Look, it's My Gym Partner's the Monkey from
Camp Laszlo.
So... What are we going to talk about, Brendan? It's our first episode.
Well, you had a list of things to talk about.
It's on that list right behind you.
Oh, okay.
So I wrote down 3 things to talk about. I guess we're already talking about
it. Let's say Detective Pikachu. What do you want? What are you hoping for?
What am I hoping for? Well,
What are you looking for?
What are you doing with that?
I'm interviewing you.
All right, interview me?
Yeah.
All right.
What are you looking forward to in Detective Pikachu?
I'm looking forward to seeing the potential. I've always been an advocate for video game films. Thing about me, a lot of people always say like, oh, video game movies can never be good. All video game movies are shit. And it's like, yeah, all video game movies are shit because it's one of 2 reasons. Number one, at the time they were made, there was not enough to go off of for a video game film. All right, when the Super Mario Brothers movie was made, you had the names of the characters and the slight design of the characters. You didn't exactly have a story you could go off of. You have the manual, but like the manual isn't even that accurate to the story.
I have a counterpoint.
What's your counterpoint?
The Mario Brothers movie is good. You
think it's good?
Yeah, censor that.
I have a marker. Yeah. I have marker tabs now.
Nice.
So now I can do that whenever someone says a swear word.
Ironically, I'm the first person to swear on the podcast.
On the new and improved podcast.
Yeah. I never swear.
You never swear. But I think the Super Mario Brothers movie is a fun. I own it on DVD, so good. I'm not gonna say it's good. I'm going to say it's enjoyable to watch.
I am going to say it's good.
Please.
I believe that good and enjoyable to watch are synonymous.
You mean different or same?
The same.
Okay, I nearly failed senior class English, so I didn't realize. So what do you mean when you say that it's good? Because
that's a good movie. I liked it. Is there much to it?
I mean, yeah. I figured you'd say like, oh, I love this about the movie. I love do you like the movie because it's a cheeky, campy kind of film?
I like it because I like it, and I have a good time watching it.
Okay, so it's like I said, it's enjoyable to watch.
Yes.
To you.
Although I guess there are movies that are enjoyable to watch that I would say are the worst things in the world.
Yeah, I love playing.
Such as
I love playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, but I can agree that game is a piece of dog.
Okay, well, I was going to bring up the Bye Bye Man because that movie is fantastic. Like you know what I mean when I say fantastic. It's fantastic.
Please go on.
It's just fun to watch.
That's all you got?
Yeah, we laughed so hard we got kicked out of the house.
We really did. We
That's
got
such
kicked
a
out
good
of our
movie.
friend Tucker's house for laughing so hard at the Bye Bye Man.
Such a great comedy.
It's-
You know, no other movie could make me laugh that hard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive. Because I
I mean, well,
I remember vivid things about the Bye Bye Man. I remember
Well, Hercules, which I saw the
Dwayne
most
Johnson's
recent bad,
Hercules?
No. The most recent bad movie party, we saw a Hercules movie, and it's like Italian, and it was like dubbed over. And during that, I said, like, Hercules like grabbed something, and then he started like he was entered another world. And I said to our friend Tucker Ramshire, I said, "Hey, haha, drugs." And he was like, "Dude, what if Mario did the mushrooms?" And he and I were both fake laughing at this, you know, like oh. But then we started laughing at each other, and we just kept laughing for a solid like 5 to 6 minutes.
Oh my god. How embarrassing.
No, it was.
No,
and then
like,
we said it again, and we kept laughing.
y'all have like dumb jokes between you two that can make y'all laugh for like 6 minutes. I mean, me and Tucker have those occasions.
Yeah.
Tucker has the inept ability to make you laugh for 6 minutes straight at absolutely nothing. It's incredible what he can do. But going off what you were saying, there are a lot of great bad movies, and that is why I'd be willing to buy a ticket to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
I would not.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think it's gonna be enjoyably bad?
Yeah, I used to be like, you know what, Jim Carrey, you got me. But then I would start thinking about like the rest of them. Most of them. This isn't the Dr. Eggman movie.
It's not.
This is the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
It is.
And I will not enjoy 95% of it. So.
I would say at least 40. Like you.
However, the Dora the Explorer movie is interesting to me.
I am interested in the Dora the Explorer movie.
Yeah.
There are very few films coming out this year. There are a few films that interest me this year. 2 films that do not interest me are The Lion King and Aladdin, but we'll get into that later.
I'm not gonna watch it.
We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about Sonic a little bit later too.
But so what you're saying is you hope that Detective Pikachu is a good movie.
I mean, I've already
and
heard
not a fantastic movie.
I've heard that
You know
it
what I
is
mean?
a fine movie.
Yeah.
From early reviews, people have been saying like it's the best video game movie so far, but that's not saying much. But like it's got like a 75%.
Detective Pikachu, more like defective Pikachu. This movie's a piece of garbage.
You pulled that somewhere. I know you did. I know you.
Defective Pikachu.
Where did you pull that from? Yeah. I mean, Detective Pikachu from the very start was like. Here's the thing. They pulled the smartest decision in making Detective Pikachu their first attempt at a Pokemon film.
Because it's a side game.
Well, it's a side game, but also Detective Pikachu on its own is a weird concept.
And Detective
like
Pikachu,
when the first game was
and Detective Pikachu as a game is a movie.
It is, but
it's
like,
a boring movie.
It's a chapter-based film, which I'm hoping the game's story wasn't super boring because I would just.
Oh yeah, I've heard from people who actually played the game that the game doesn't spoil the movie.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Like Lockston Noggin said, like he played the game all the way through and it doesn't spoil the movie.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
But he did say, however, that it's like it's like a movie, and then near the end of the movie, it's like things happen. They happen, and then they happen.
Things just happen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, I am expecting average. I'm a very cynical man when it comes to film.
I am expecting to like it, and I hope to see some bug Pokemon. That is
Hasn't there already
That is it.
Isn't there one that's already been confirmed to be in the movie?
I think, but it wasn't buggy enough for me, I guess.
Morello is the one you're talking about?
No, Morello's a mushroom, not a
That's-
bug.
All right. You like
And
mushroom?
Flabebe's in the background too, and so is Comfey, but they're not bugs. I want to see like a. Actually, I think maybe there was a Caesar.
Was it really?
Maybe, I don't know. I want to see like a Scyther.
I'm excited to see my
Or-
boy Bulbasaur walking around, my favorite.
I definitely want to see Surskit or Masquerain. But they might not be because even though they're in the video game, they might not be in the movie. And I'd also be interested in seeing a Weedle. Like, even though that's a Gen 1 Pokemon, and I'm more interested in seeing non-Gen 1 Pokemon in this style. But Weedle is called the hairy bug Pokemon, and they've never drawn him with hair before. So I'd be interested to see how they do that.
I'm interested to see a lot of creature designs. I mean, we've seen a good chunk of them. I got them on this dumb little poster.
I want to see Parasect's eyes all, all cataract and everything.
I might be crazy, but I think a lot of the initial designs have been kind of redesigned since the first trailer came out. Either that, or I've just gotten really used to how everything looks.
You're just used to it, I'm sure.
Well, because everything, and maybe it's just the advertising, but everything looks cleaner. Looks a lot cleaner.
Well, and I've heard in the movie, on the movie screen with motion blur, you don't notice all the minute problems and details with the special effects.
Okay, that's interesting. I don't know. Like, I think that the CG looks.
Do you know this movie was shot on film?
Really?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That makes me happy.
They shot it on film because they want
They gotta
Mr. What's his name? Not Guy Ritchie. What's his name? It's like, what's his name? He did a bad movie. Who's the director of this? Rob
Letterman?
Yeah, Rob Letterman.
He directed Shark Tale.
Yeah, he's doing this movie.
God, I know.
And,
when the first things came out about this movie, I was like, all right, who's behind it? Oh, the guy who did Shark Tale, but he did some other movie that was that's an alright movie.
But he said he wanted to preserve the feeling of kind of like an old noir style movie.
That's good.
Or like have a
this film
it is a wonderful universe, but it's a grittier and grainier take on it.
This film looks like it has a unique style to it, which is good.
Yeah.
Compared to like the Sonic movie, which looks like it has no style at all, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I look at the Sonic, like, it's like the Detective Pikachu movie has like this dim lighting and this like kind of noir.
Well, realistic lighting too.
Yeah, realistic looking lighting.
And it's
The
not
Sonic
all.
movie-
It's not all in the Sonic movie. It's either 12 or 2 p.m.
It looks like a
all the
TV
time.
show. It looks like a goddamn TV show.
That is an insult to Sonic TV shows.
That's an insult to Sonic TV shows. But
Don't knock the desk.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just hit the desk because I turned my chair a little bit. But like it looks like it like the lighting is. Where I guess we'll start talking about.
I'm just gonna say it's midday all the time.
It's
and I
midday
don't
all
care.
the time. There's no like good nighttime shots. Gangster Paradise is such a weird song choice for a trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for a Sonic one, I think Gangsta Paradise works as a song for any other movie.
It would work if it was Knuckles.
Yes, yes, because as we all know, Knuckles has always been
The rap freak.
the rap freak. A Pumpkin Hill, anybody?
Are you ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep.
I'm just gonna creep.
Down at Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my lost. Is it feet?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to.
No, it
lyrics.
isn't. Because then he otherwise he would rhyme feet with feet. Because he feels it in his feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel.
The great emerald's power allows me to feel.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't pay too much attention to what the lyrics were. In that song.
You didn't listen to the whole 10-hour version they uploaded for Halloween?
No.
All right. Well,
I'm not a Sonic freak. Okay, I just think
I'm a
the design.
big Sonic freak. I love
Do you
Sonic.
see a single Sonic item in this room? In this
I bet
room,
I could find one. Is there an amiibo somewhere? No, that's outside.
it's out there.
Do you got a DS game?
That's a pure Pokemon shelf over there, my
Shoot.
friend. I got you there.
You got me. I could tie something to. I don't know.
There's something in here.
There's a character from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Bowser.
His name is Bowser.
His name is Bowser.
He's an iconic Sonic the Hedgehog
There's
character.
a Sega related character, Joker from Persona 5, which is a Sega property.
Yeah, who appears in Sonic Forces.
You could have just pointed at the Mario lamp right there and said, yeah, he's in Mario Sonic at the Olympic Games.
Yeah,
You could have just pointed at Sonic movie bad law on my note sheet here. That would have worked.
No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
That's cheating.
But I'm not a Sonic freak like you are. But I can't say that the Sonic movie does not look appealing.
And I will say that I don't care.
But what's your thoughts on everyone was like rejoicing or
Eggman is the best. I love Jim Carrey. I've never not liked a Dr. Eggman incarnation.
That's fair.
Like I can't think of one Dr. Eggman I didn't like.
There's only been 3 really.
No, there's been a lot.
Really?
Because there's like the Saturday in the AM cartoon, where he's like yes,
yeah.
And then there's the
This is before he was
the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon one where he's like, yeah, yes, ping as usual, I see.
And then there was SA1 Eggman.
Yeah, and then that's all modern Eggman.
Well, still,
and then
it's
there's
like SA1
Sonic
and then
then there's Sonic Boom Eggman, and then there's like
that's
old
still Rob Pollock, isn't it?
Mike Pollock.
Mike Pollock.
But yeah,
That's still him.
yeah, but
That's still in the same
no. You
portrayal.
can't say Sonic Boom Eggman and regular Eggman are the same person.
Well, what about Sonic 06 Eggman?
I think he's cool.
Okay.
I like his costume design. I don't.
You are in a
particularly-
major minority when it comes to that, but okay.
Really?
Yes, everyone hates his costume. Everyone hates the way he looks in that game. I think he looks stupid.
I also like how he still has his like goofy Sonic X voice still. Sonic X Eggman is really good.
No, it's not the same goofy Sonic X voice. It's
Yeah, it is.
very mellowed down Sonic.
Princess of Soliana, it is I, Eggman.
Nah, he goes from like, I've come to take the flames of disaster from you. Sonic 06 is a game I could quote on the back of my fucking
Then
hand.
Sonic says,
Try me.
"Ha ha, one."
I was just watching that this morning.
Yeah, the fan dub.
Yeah, I love those fan dubs. I think the only problem, it seems like a standard film. The problem is Sonic's design. That's like the big problem. But they already said they're fixing it. But at the same time, it's like
They can't fix that much because all the merch is already made and in warehouses.
That's what I was saying. I was like, how are you gonna go to a toy company who just finished the prototypes of your design and say, hey, we're changing it?
Yeah.
You got 3 weeks to change it. Because I was looking up, it takes a month for a toy to even get its prototype stage.
It takes
finished.
a long time to render that, especially with all those individual quill follicles.
Well, that's the thing is everyone was saying is these animators better be getting paid overtime for what they're doing for this movie, because that's ridiculous. And the whole thing could have just been saved if they just showed what Sonic looked like on the poster.
Yeah.
If they had just didn't do a stupid silhouette and build up the anticipation of what he looked like for 6 months.
Well, even then,
they could have saved face a lot faster.
Yeah, and even then, I think
they could have just said here's the poster, but it's this is a temporary design or a prototype or a first draft design.
Even then, after that, I think they should have delayed it, even if they decided they were going to change it at the poster, because that's a hefty job.
But as far as we know, this is Paramount's only film for this year, so they gotta make money somehow.
Yeah.
Or at least
they got Dora.
This is their second major film release this
Plus,
year.
they're a Viacom company. They don't need to worry about money.
Soon enough, Disney's gonna buy them anyways.
No, Disney's not gonna buy Nickelodeon.
You never know.
And Comedy Central.
Did you ever think that Disney would buy Fox though? No. I don't think a lot of people saw.
I just don't think
I would figure they buy the X-Men properties and first before they went and bought Fox itself.
Yeah.
I don't think Fox is a dying. But I guess Fox was the lowest when it came to the film companies and media conglomerates out there. It was one of the lowers. So
what about Paramount?
That's why I'm saying Paramount and Viacom could very well be next.
No, I don't know. I don't think they're going to be able to buy a whole Viacom.
It's thundering outside my house right now. Maybe it'll rain at some ambience. You ever hear those podcasts that have like the rain going on in the background?
Yeah.
I hate that. No, I don't hate that. I like it's kind of relaxing in a way. But
No, I don't hate it. I love it.
no, I love it. I love it when podcasts do that like dumb thing. Is there something dumb to you that you just can't hate, like in like videos
What do
and
you
stuff?
mean?
Like, is there ever something in like a video that you always see as a constant, or like something that like often will bug you in a video, but you can't hate it?
I don't know. You
All
just
right.
jumped right off the topic
Well, I didn't jump off
because
the
you
top.
heard loud noise outside.
Yes, welcome to having ADHD for a life. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, I think Paramount could Viacom could be bought by Disney. I think
I don't think so.
people say like Warner Brothers could be the next purchase. If Disney's gonna buy anything next, it's gonna be Viacom. Viacom is like a dying company. SpongeBob makes up like 10% of their brand or of their company.
That's not speaking low of Viacom. That's speaking big of SpongeBob.
Speaking big of SpongeBob, but low on Viacom at the same time.
No, it isn't.
I guess. No, because like their numbers are so low in general, and like they like, I don't know. Like and if you realize, if Disney buys Viacom, they buy VidCon,
Nice.
which is owned by Viacom,
And Comedy Central.
and Comedy Central, and Paramount Network, and MTV,
And Nickelodeon.
and Nickelodeon.
And then they own Clone High. And then what are we gonna do?
There are two like it would either be Paramount or Sony that they buy first.
They're not gonna buy Sony.
But like, they couldn't buy Sony.
Most of Sony's
Sony Pictures maybe.
most of Sony's money comes from their video games now. They're not gonna be able to buy Sony.
Get your elbow off the desk, and you're making it shake. I've been trying to gesture to you, so I have to say it to you in the middle of the podcast.
All right,
Now I'm
well-
gonna out you.
Well, I don't have eyeballs, okay? So just gonna call attention to that?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, speaking of dumb Disney,
yeah, let's talk about how Disney is disgusting.
can we talk about how
That's all that's written on this paper.
That's all I
It
got
says
written on that.
Disney is disgusting.
It's a very slow week. All right, we had like 3 things we're gonna talk about. The Detective Pikachu, we can go on more, but we're gonna talk about that
No, I don't want to.
near the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Disney just released their next 4-year plan of films, like a rough
Mhm.
draft of what they have planned.
And they have a lot of untitled Disney live action.
Let's talk about
films.
Disney live action films and how
Pete's Dragon is good. Cinderella is okay. I kind of liked Maleficent. The rest of it is nothing.
it's all nothing. What are you saying? All of it is
Come on,
nothing.
Pete's Dragon is pretty good.
I never saw Peach Dragon because
Yeah,
I
that's the
don't care
point.
for it.
That's the point. They improved on it.
Listen,
They said, "Oh, we're making remakes. Maybe the remake is the opportunity to make something better." And so they were like, "Okay, so we'll make Pete's Dragon." And someone else was like, "What if we remake our already established properties that were good in the past, so that maybe we'll get more money?" And they said, "That's a great idea, but we already greenlit Pete's Dragon, so we're just gonna have to let that one slide."
well, I mean, to be fair, Disney live action movie doesn't necessarily just mean a live action remake.
Yeah, that's true. Because
could be-
that also alludes to the Maleficent sequel, which is an original film.
Which is an original
And,
film, and
yeah,
then
it
there's
could mean anything else.
you could do it like it could be like another Mary Poppins movie or whatever.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to exactly be a live action Disney movie. But when I hear live action Disney film in my brain, the first thing I think of is, all right, what else are you gonna remake? Like I know they have like a Lilo and Stitch lined up.
which is I'm not going to see that.
I will never.
I'm
see
not
that.
going to buy.
Well,
any
it's
of the
just like how
merchandise.
It's just like how I vow on every edge of my body. I will not see that Aladdin reboot, no matter how hard you drag me to that theater. I will not see it.
I'm not going to see.
I
it.
will not pay to see it, ever. You cannot make me see that film. Same thing with the Lion King reboot. You cannot drag me to see that film.
Yeah.
I will not be dragged to see
You know,
it.
if they were live action remaking their movies that didn't do so great,
Like The Black Cauldron
or Atlantis,
or The Great Mouse Detective, even.
yeah, great. Well, that's not. You can't do a live action version of a mouse detective.
They're doing it of a Lion King.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not really a live action movie. It's an animated movie. They don't want you to say that it's an animated movie.
I don't want you to say that.
But
it's
is.
it's a photorealistic movie.
It's an animated movie.
It's a photorealistic version of the Lion
And if
King, which
we're
is stupid.
if we were talking mouse movies that were deserving of remakes, I would say The Rescuers are The Rescuers is way better than Great Mouse Detective in my opinion.
Okay, that's a hot take. I've never really seen it.
However, Great Mouse Detective is better than The Rescuers Down Under.
The sequel.
Yes.
That's usually the one people say is like the best.
Really?
I hear that a lot.
For The Rescuers?
Yes.
No.
I hear a lot of people say like the original Rescuers is the Rescuers Down Under is godlike.
No.
That's what I hear.
The exact opposite.
That's what I hear a lot.
The original The Rescuers is so amazing. I have it on VHS. We're gonna watch it someday.
I have a VCR here at my house.
Well, my dad's got a setup that converts VHS tapes to computer digital stuff.
HDMI, you mean?
Yeah. No. So you put the VHS in it and it records it and everything in the computer. It's like a specialized program to create MP4 files of it.
Yeah, if we ever decide to record something on VHS.
But well, that's because like if you watch a VHS tape enough, the chemicals are gonna ruin it.
Right.
So, for example, my VHS copy of Pokemon the first movie is unwatchable because
you watched it so much?
No, because while you're watching it, constantly there's this loud buzzing like over everything. This loud crackling over every line of dialogue, every music, everything. You can still listen to it and watch the movie, but it's...
I've never had a problem with a VHS tape. I mean, I've had, like, staticky...
But yeah, Rescuers is amazing. It's really sad.
Do I have to tell you to get your elbow off the table again?
Sorry,
Brendan?
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to keep very nice audio on this podcast, and all you keep doing is... all I hear is... Basically.
Yeah, okay. And Rescuers Down Under.
I apologize for that noise, by the way.
Do you know what Rescuers Down Under is about?
No.
We need to go help the Australian kid. And because we're in Australia, the bad guy's gotta be like a poacher who's got a pet Komodo dragon because Komodo dragons are in Australia. It's not a good movie.
That's terrible.
It was, however, the last Disney sequel, I believe, to be released theatrically before Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I think
it's either that one or Return to Neverland.
I think it was Return to Neverland came first.
But like
came after.
One of those two were the last theatrical released Disney sequels before Wreck-It Ralph 2.
And now Disney's just making a bunch of them with Frozen 2. Probably a Tangled 2 in the future.
No. Tangled has its continuation as a series.
Shush, they'll probably make a Tangled 2.
It's a successful series that's making them a lot of money.
Shush, they're probably going to make it the Big Hero 6 too. Or probably just going to call it Big Hero 12 because they're that dumb.
A Big Hero 6, the series.
Yeah, no. We're just going to make Big Hero 6 too.
You know it's a really funny moment?
I'm right.
You know it's a really funny moment from Tangled the series?
Listen, this is the same company who decided we're going to make 3 more Star Wars sequels and 4 Avatar sequels.
No, they didn't say that. James Cameron has already that's been set in stone for a long time.
Yeah, but they officially slated releases for all of them.
Yeah. Well, they did that before Disney bought them.
That's fair. That's on Fox. You Fox.
Wow. Okay. But so a really funny moment from Tangled the series is Rapunzel sees Cassandra's owl and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you have an owl?" And she's like, "What's his name?" And she's just like, "Owl."
Zachary Levi is still in that series, I found out.
What?
Zachary Levi is still in that
series.
series.
And so is Mandy Moore.
I really love Zachary Levi after seeing Shazam. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
You really need to see Shazam. It's like, I think it might be better than Endgame to me. I don't know. I need to see it again, but I think I liked it more than Endgame. Thinking about it, because I love Shazam, and Zachary Levi is great in that movie. But just going back on like disgusting Disney trends, they're just going. I think they're just going too far.
Pixar's doing good though.
Pixar's got going all right. I mean,
because they said that after Toy Story 4, their next like 4 or 5 films are all going to be originals.
That's good. That's good, because I mean, where else are we gonna go?
Because I mean, even if we get a good Dinosaur or a Brave, I hope we get more like Coco's and Inside Outs.
That's what I'm hopeful for too. I'm excited for their next project. I think Tom Holland's in it and Chris Pratt is in it, which makes me happy. I like both of those
Spies
guys.
in Disguise.
Is that Tom Holland?
Yeah, that's Tom Holland and Will Smith in Spies in Disguise.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Yeah,
That's hot.
I think that movie's been coming out for a long time.
It's coming out in December.
I think it was supposed to come out like last December or something.
I think that might have been pushed back because of the Fox merger, but
No, I don't. Is it a Fox movie?
yes, it is. Blue Sky.
Well, does Disney own Ice Age now?
Yes.
Does
Oh my God! Do you realize what they own?
Sid is now a Disney princess?
Greg Heffley is owned by Disney Incorporated.
No, just the movie rights.
I know the movie rights, but
Jeff,
still,
they don't own Jeff Kinney yet.
they don't own Jeff Kinney yet. They will.
They're gonna buy Penguin Books.
Who owns the rights to Percy Jackson?
Percy Jackson. He's a real person. That's an autobiography.
Well,
You're gonna look it up?
I gotta Google it real quick.
Yeah, you gotta. Percy Jackson and the Olympians film rights. Why'd you type porn at the end?
Chris Columbus Films.
That's the director.
That's the director. But it's Chris Columbus Films. Production Fox.
Yep. They
Oh
own
man,
the
could we
Percy
see?
Jackson movies.
Brendan might be happy if they actually decide to do a reboot on the Percy Jackson film
Why would
series.
I be happy about that?
Brendan, or not you, Tucker would.
Okay.
Tucker loves Percy Jackson, and he despises the first Percy Jackson film to no end.
I thought the first one was okay, and I hated the second one. And everybody who's read the book says, yeah, the second one is worse.
They killed off the main villain in the second one, I think.
I think so.
Which is like, not Olympus. What's his name?
Hades.
No, it's not Hades. It's Kronos.
Kronos.
Kronos is the
He's
main
been
villain.
dead forever. That's literally the Greek mythology, is that Kronos has been dead forever.
Have you read the Percy Jackson books, Brendan?
No.
Then you
I
don't
started-
know the lore!
I started reading the first one, and then I was like, this was
Then
boring.
you don't know
and I
the
gave it to
lore!
my
You don't
cousin.
know that Grover's not some black guy!
And I know that that girl has her sparkling blue eyes.
Yes!
And in the movies, doesn't she have like green eyes or brown?
She has like green, brown hair. She's blonde with blue eyes. Just like how the perfect Nazis said they would. The Nazis of perfection.
Yeah.
This is a great podcast so far. But hey, I mean, I'd be down with a Percy Jackson film reboot series reboot. I'd be down. Because
Incorporate that into the MCU?
they have, aren't they moving up to having 4 MCU films a year now?
I don't know.
I think next year they said. I'm actually gonna look it on my phone.
On your phone now.
Yeah. Leave me alone. I have a better picture on my phone than I would probably finding on Google.
All right, that's fair.
Let's see here. According.
Why do you have so many Percy Jackson porn folders?
Leave me alone.
Aren't they like teenagers?
No. Okay. So for 2020, how many Marvel? Let's count real quick. How many?
Let me count them. I want to count them.
You count them for me.
Okay, so in 2019,
I have 16 Percy Jackson.
2019 we have.
porn folders, by the way.
Should we count the Fox movies?
Let's
Or just
let's go
MCU.
by category here. How many Marvel movies do they have coming out for these next 4 years?
All right, let's see. 2019 we have.
Well, we're already halfway through 2019. Jump to 2020.
There are no new ones coming out for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
because
After
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
is Sony.
Yeah.
So in 2020 we have one on May 1st, and then
Marvel film.
yeah,
I
and
guess
then
that's,
and then another one in November.
I think that's supposed to be Black Widow and Guardians.
I don't know. They have 2 in 2020,
2 in 2020. Okay, so they.
and then in 2021 they have one.
I guess 3.
One in February, one in May, and then one in November. So kind of like this year, where Captain Marvel came out and then Endgame came out, Although we're waiting a bit longer on that third one in this year,
Yeah.
rather than just seeing Spider-Man in
It's
summer.
gonna be kind of like the year where Doctor Strange, Civil War, and
Civil War. Oh yeah. Okay, never mind.
yeah.
So in 2021 they have 3, and in 2022 they have one in February, one in May, then one in July.
Okay, so they're still sticking to 3 a year.
Yeah.
Which is I can handle that. But then again, I don't really plan on seeing any more Marvel movies after Endgame. Really.
Yeah.
I think after that, like, the only one I have interest in seeing is maybe Spider-Man and Guardians. That's it. Like, I don't really care. Maybe Doctor Strange too, if they include some other character to be with him, because Doctor Strange doesn't do well on his own, but he's really fun with other characters.
I think he does.
You think so?
Yeah, I like Doctor Strange.
I like Doctor Strange as a character. I think in his own movie, though, I don't think he's as strong.
Yeah.
Compared to other solo films.
What the heck am I doing?
Give me that. All right, I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here. So you sitting there bored now? You gotta.
No, I don't want to.
You don't?
I'm so tired of Disney.
Me too. We gotta keep hanging on him though. What else do we have? We have
a Bob's Burgers movie.
That might have been in Fox's production plan before they even announced this.
It was. I'm just so
disappointed.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the Bob's Burgers movie? I don't like Bob's Burgers, but go on.
Oh, I like Bob's Burgers a little bit. Well, no, it's one of those shows where it's like, if it's on, I'm not gonna not watch it.
Yeah.
Like if it's on, I'll be like, heck yeah, I'm ready to laugh at some funny family antics.
So after 2021, they have no real Fox movie plans. 2022.
Are you kidding me? They've got all of those avatars.
That's like it though. That's all they have. Like outside of that, they don't really have a. I guess at that.
They filmed all 5 of them one after the other.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, just so that there wouldn't be any continuity errors.
I can't wait to point out all the terrible continuity errors.
You think there will be?
Yes.
You think that the main character, Jack, or whatever, will be different?
Sure. Here's one thing though, I will say, I'm really happy that they're not doing a Star Wars film every year now.
Mm-hmm.
I hated how they handled the Star Wars release schedule for like the past 4 years. It's not been 6, it's been like 4 years. They have done a Star Wars film every single year, and I'm sick of it. Now they're alternating. Now it's Star Wars, Avatar, Star Wars, Avatar, Star Wars. Avatar.
I don't know much about Star Wars, but what I can say is that I thought Solo was cool.
It's the only Star Wars film you've seen.
No, I've seen Star Wars The Clone Wars. I liked that one.
Okay.
That's the animated one.
Yeah.
The 3D animated one that everyone
Season
likes.
7.
Making a new season.
Coming to Disney Plus, I think, probably. Or it's coming to Disney Channel.
I don't want to talk about Endgame spoilers in this podcast.
We can do it on another podcast.
Yeah. I think,
that needs a whole hour.
Yeah, because and that would also... We'll also talk about Disney Plus when talking about Endgame, because I think the Disney Plus TV show conversation ties directly with Endgame.
Yeah. Enough to.
But what we can say is what we can talk about is some video games.
What video games? Okay.
Let's talk about some video games coming up that you're excited for, Griffin. What video games are you going to head out and purchase with your hard-earned money?
I can't wait to buy Super Mario Maker 2 and then give it to you as a birthday gift.
I can't wait to give you Super Mario Maker 2 as a birthday gift, although it'll be a little late for your birthday.
Just a day or two late,
But still.
Yeah, I guess we're both excited for Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, it's Griffin's birthday's on the 27th. Then the day after is when Mario Maker 2 comes out. And then my birthday's the day after that.
Well, I mean,
so
that's kind of how that's gonna go.
It's a system.
We might do some Mario Maker 2 videos. We'll see.
Yeah.
On this channel, that's another thing you gotta keep an eye out for.
Depending on
if
they mess up the sharing function or not, because the 3DS version had no online sharing.
That's fair.
However, they are bundling Mario Maker 2 with 12 months of Nintendo Switch Online in some territories.
That's good.
So likely there will be online sharing like the Wii U.
Or you
version.
can just get a Twitch Prime subscription, just get it for free. You get both Twitch Prime and well, basically it's Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, and Nintendo Online for free. We are not sponsored by Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime at all, but that is like the biggest steal I've gotten in the past.
Well,
few
this is
years.
actually our first episode of the podcast, so I don't know why anyone would think we're sponsored.
That's fair.
So you know,
like,
you know,
again, like you
well,
said, the
then
only
again,
people
we
who are
don't
going to be
know-
watching this
yeah.
are people in
we don't
retrospect.
know who's talking. We don't know who's looking at us. You know, might be some dumb people. You know
who are like, are they sponsored by Amazon? Where's my Amazon link code?
Not that anybody who is listening is dumb.
Yeah, y'all are.
Nobody's dumb.
I like to think that our
Actually.
audience that we will have will be the big brains. All right, we're not gonna have
The Galaxy Brain.
we're gonna have the Galaxy Brain viewers. We're not gonna have the Logan Paul baby brain viewers. If you watch Logan Paul, you're a smart kid.
Yeah.
But if you watch,
Yeah.
well, okay, let me say this: if you watch Logan Paul and you also watch us, you're a smart kid. But if you just watch Logan Paul, you're dumb.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
All right, let's get off of this.
No,
Before...
well, let me talk about the video game that.
yeah, let's talk. Well, again,
So
that's what I was trying to say. Let's get back on video games.
So in the next week, is or actually this Saturday, I'm gonna head over to Target and I'm going to get out my Pokemon Pass app and I'm going to get a shiny Pikachu for my Pokemon Let's Go Eevee video game.
I'm so excited for a thing that I don't even own the game for. I say I'm a Pokemon fan, but look at me. I don't own Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah, and then
And
the weekend after that, I'm signing up for the International Challenge May 2019, and then the week after that, I'm competing in it. I'm not gonna do well, and then then in the middle of next month, I'll be getting a shiny Tapu Fini for my efforts.
That's the only Tapu I really give a shit about.
Lele's better.
You're
'Cause-
wrong.
Because she's a butterfly and bugs are cool.
Tapu Fini is the best because she's a
I
dolphin.
finally decided that Tapu Lele is an honorary bug. Yeah, because it's a ladybug. Or not a ladybug, it's a butterfly.
Yeah, Tapu Bulu's a bull, but I don't go saying like, wow, look at that. Awesome bull. He's a Tapu.
You kidding me? You kidding me? You tell me you look at Tapu Koko and you don't say, that's a chicken.
It's a chicken. He's in the same family as the Blaziken line.
But
Are we breaking our...
just don't worry about it.
Is it
Just don't worry
breaking our
about it. You know,
cutlery
we're
out
recording
there?
a podcast.
What is my lovely girlfriend doing right now?
Well, we're just doing a podcast right now.
All right,
But you're
but
basically inviting her to interrupt
that's a good
by
point.
saying that so loud.
That's a good point.
But in later this month, on the 21st, I'm going to walk into my local GameStop. I'm going to say, Kerr! Deliver me your finest Steven Universe and OKKO combo pack physical edition. And he'll say, okay, yeah, did you pre-order it? And I say, yes! And he'll hand it to me.
Yeah, give it to you.
Yeah, and
And
then
then walk out.
I'll be like, finally, because this game was they were like, it's coming in October of 2018, and it was October 2018. They're like, just the digital version. We delayed the physical edition to March 2019. Sorry. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll pre-order it. I'll wait. And then, as I'm approaching the March date, I'm like, I'm keeping track of the games that are coming out. And I'm like, let me check on that Steven Universe game. And it was like, because I was like, I didn't have the exact date written down. And I looked at it on the GameStop website, and they were like, ooh, March. We're actually delaying it to May 21st, 2019.
Which game is this?
Steven Universe plus OKKO Let's Play Heroes
I don't care.
combo pack.
I don't really care.
And like, if this game has like frame rate issues or anything, and I waited that long for them to iron it out, come on, Cartoon Network.
Okay.
But so that's coming out on May 21st. Then June, obviously, we have Super Mario Maker.
Yes.
But also before Super Mario Maker,
we have an E3 presentation.
well, no, the week before Super Mario Maker 2 comes out, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove comes out with the fighting game mode and the King of Cards DLC, and I'm getting the physical version of all of that.
I'm interested to see that. Yes.
Yeah. And then I'd say a week before that, I'm going to be getting a little something in the mail, and by a little something, I mean a big something.
What's that big?
The Hollow Knight Collector's Edition,
Oh,
super duper
yeah, you
ultra.
bought that.
Yeah, I'm getting like a little brooch, a whole map, the physical edition of the game, a whole lot of goodies.
Okay.
And then obviously on June 11th. Here's June 9th? No, it's 11th. On the 11th, we have the Nintendo Direct.
Oh, June 11th. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying like I thought you said July. I was like you said obviously.
Or wait, it's either June 9th at 11 a.m. for us, or June 11th at 11 a.m. for us.
I think it's June 11th for us.
Pretty sure.
I think it's June 11th. We might double check those days. We are going to do a pre E3 podcast, probably like the week before or something like that.
Or if you want to do a live reaction, face cam.
I mean, we will do our live reactions.
So I'll be able to cry.
So we'll be able to cry when
we'll be like Mario.
When Mario makes it into Smash again.
It'll be that that old white man with like the big white beard at like the Oscars, and he's just like,
yes, put that GIF on the screen. That guy, but I'm excited for E3, but at the same time I'm not.
Why not?
Well, I mean, okay.
You don't want you're not excited to see Animal Crossing or.
I'm thinking about it. There's only one game that's on my eye. Like there are three games. Hey, Tomoko, how'd you get in here?
Your girlfriend opened the door.
Oh, okay. Hi, buddy. My cat joined us in here. He's a good boy. You gonna come up here? But there's only like three games that have piqued my interest from Nintendo this year. That's Pokemon Sword and Shield, Luigi's Mansion 3, and what is it? Mario Maker 2.
Demon X Machina.
Not at all. Maybe Bayonetta 3.
Well, you know
come out with it.
You know what has interested me?
Huh.
After I saw Endgame, I was like, you know what?
Marvel
Ultimate Alliance 3 looks really good. I like the art style. I do. But actually, never mind. It wasn't Endgame that did it for me. You know what did it for me? Seeing the Vox art and seeing that Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy are on it.
All right. So that's pretty good.
You got Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Gwen Stacy, and Venom all in the game. Venom might just be a boss, but if he's playable, that's really cool.
That's a pretty solid lineup right there.
And
I don't know anything about the Marvel.
Also, Wilson Fisk is a bad guy.
Wilson Fisk has always been a bad guy.
Well, in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, he's confirmed. He's got like an Infinity Stone in his cane.
Whoa! Spoilers.
It's in the trailer.
Okay.
And he also Green Goblin has an Infinity Stone.
If you like seeing Wilson Fisk, you should just play Spider-Man PS4. It's really fun.
Spider-Man.
He's gonna step on my cat is rummaging through my wires.
If that were my cat, he would be eating the wires.
He doesn't eat. He just steps all over them.
They also just announced 2 new characters for it. We have Hawkeye and Miss Marvel.
What kind of game is that?
It's like a brawler beat 'em up 3D thing.
Okay.
It has online multiplayer.
Okay.
And local multiplayer.
All right, maybe I'll try it. Oh,
and you'll be able to play as characters like Rocket and Groot. They haven't confirmed Cyclops yet, though.
There's one other game
he's like the leader of the X-Men, and
there's one other game that has my interest this month.
Yeah,
Sonic Team Racing.
Is it Sonic Team Racing or is it Team Sonic Racing?
I think it's Team Sonic Racing. Actually.
Yeah, it's Team Sonic Racing.
I'm excited for that. I like the soundtrack of the game so far, and
I'll be able to play as a bunch of Chow in a car.
Yes. I want to see. I heard there's a story mode to it, and I think there are time trials like in
Sonic Riders.
Not Sonic Riders.
Hey,
not time trials.
Tell your cat to stop chewing on my jacket.
Tamago, why are you doing this? Hey.
You're bumping into everything.
I know. We have a very limited space here. Okay. Hi, buddy. Stop biting on Brendan's jacket. But I would say like Team Sonic Racing looks neat. It doesn't have time travel. Well, I think it probably does have time trials, but it has like story beat missions. Like there are story missions. Like in I don't know what the fucking game is called. It's the one with Danica Patrick in the game. And
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wreck-It Ralph.
The Wreck-It Ralph like Sugar Rush.
Wreck-It Ralph. The heavies in it. It's a Sega.
Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing Transformed.
Yes, that game. I think it's crazy that I might sound like a crazy person saying that Danica Patrick, the heavy from Team Fortress 2, and Wreck-It Ralph are in that game, but I'm not kidding.
Isn't Wreck-It Ralph like a Wii U exclusive character?
I don't know anything about the game. I think
he is, and I think that Team Fortress 2 is a Steam exclusive character.
That's weird.
And it's not.
Well, it's because
it's not just the heavy. It's the heavy in land form, the pyro in sky form, and the spy in boat form or whatever.
Oh, that's neat. I like that. I like that the spy's in the game. Spy is my main in TF2. Who's your main in TF2?
My main was Soldier.
You and every other basic bitch who played TF2.
Okay, wow.
That is one of the two. Like, there's two classes everyone played in TF2. 3: Scout, Soldier, Medic. All right. It's everyone.
Everyone plays Medic.
A lot of people play Medic.
I'd like to go on your servers.
Please. I would like for there to be open or like non-empty servers in the game. But Valve just screwed up the game too much to keep it consistent.
They're either empty or full.
That's really it.
That's modern TF2.
But I didn't really go into the games I'm excited for this year. Like I said, Nintendo doesn't have a huge interest to me this year.
Gosh, I can't wait for Animal Crossing.
I don't care about Animal Crossing. Like, slay me all you want.
But your girlfriend is getting it, and we're going to coordinate what fruit our town gets.
Yeah, y'all can do that. Y'all can do that. Y'all can exchange fruits, whatever. I am not going
I'm getting cherries. I don't care actually what she says.
Even though our channel name is Pixel Cherry.
Yeah, I'm getting cherries.
Okay.
Just because that was the fruit that I got in my first town on Animal Crossing. I need to come up with a good name for the town, though. I'm thinking like I had this idea for a town name where it was MYETOWN, my town. So I just talk about my town. It's my town.
It's my town.
It's my town. And I also actually, in preparation for the games, ordered Animal Crossing amiibo cards from Walmart. I specifically got Jitters, the one that I want because he was like my favorite villager as a kid, and just a pack of like Series 3 amiibo cards just to see what I get.
I tried
force people to move into my town.
I tried to get into Animal Crossing with New Leaf. I don't do well with simulation, kind of like waited out type games. I despise them. Even on a handheld like the 3DS, I just found it so boring.
Yeah.
Every second I was just like, this is so boring.
It's not
boring. Like a lot of people say it's like, oh, it's a relaxing experience. I'm like, I'm a kid with ADHD. I need more substance. I need more action. All right. This is coming from the kid who played 100-hour RPG.
Where are all the guns in Animal Crossing?
Where is my guns? All right, where is my tactical nuke strikes?
Yeah,
in Animal Crossing.
But, you got me there. They don't have that.
They don't have that. Wouldn't it be great if you could just tactical nuke the entire town?
I mean, you can if you choose reconstruct, and then Isabel says you'll kill everyone.
I am excited for Halo: The Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, Master Chief Collection is coming out.
So excited. Or people are gonna say it's already out. It's on PC. All right. Like I don't own an Xbox. I own a 360, and I own it for 2 games: Halo 3 and Halo Reach. For when my friends come over and I get that itch. I get that itch to play Halo 3. I had it last year, and I've been having it ever since they announced Halo 3 was gonna be on PC. I'm going to have a LAN party where everyone comes over their PC and we're going to play it for 6 hours. We're going to beat the campaign. We're going to do everything. All right. We're having so much fun.
Maybe. I mean, I've never been a big fan of Halo. I've played a little bit of 4. But that's about it. And I've obviously played multiplayer. Because, I mean, if you have friends...
Yeah.
You've played Halo multiplayer.
Well, I mean, that's the only thing. Like, to me, Halo's all. Like, I mean, I like the campaigns. I like the first 4 campaigns, 4 and 1 through 1, 2, 3, and Reach. I love their campaigns. 4 garbage campaign. 5 garbage campaign. The multiplayer is where it's really at. For 1, 2, 3, and Reach. 3 and Reach were like my childhood for multiplayer. Like, there were 3 games. This is Mario Kart Double Dash, Reach,
In Melee?
Pokemon, Brawl actually.
Oh, okay.
I was a Brawl kid more than a
Yeah.
Melee kid growing up. I played a little bit of Melee here and there, but I played more Brawl. I didn't even play on a GameCube controller. I played on a Wiimote.
My first exposure to Melee was when it was at it was at a slumber party and everybody was playing it. And all I remember is that our one friend, his name was Danny, and he was like the big Star Wars nut in their fan group, and he was like
I love Star Wars.
and he was the one who took me to see Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and we would always play Battlefront on his Xbox and whatever. But we were both at this party, and he was like, I want to play as Ganondorf, and I was like, why? And he's like, because I saw him take out a lightsaber in the last match, and I don't know if he knew that the beam sword was just a weapon in the game.
That's like I just saw the beam sword.
But like I told my parents, I was like, guys, Mom, Dad, I need this game for my GameCube. And they're like, okay, son. And we went after church on Sunday to the GameStop, and he said, Melee, please. And he said, here you go. And that's how I got it.
Here you go.
Every GameStop employee is like that, by the way.
Here you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most GameStop employees are pretty chill. I mean, nowadays you go to checkout, it's like, buy our membership.
Because they're dying.
They are dying. I'm scared that within the next 5 years, GameStop is going to be no more.
And we'll have to pre-order games through
Amazon.
Best Buy or Target, who don't do midlight launches. Spoiler discussion.
Yeah, we're doing a spoiler discussion for Detective Pikachu. If you've not seen it, well, then we will definitely check it out. I would say it was a very solid movie that you should check out. All right, we're back.
We just got back from seeing Detective Pikachu. And I would say, in my opinion, that I liked it. But I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that it met all of my expectations. Like,
what were your expectations though?
Because like I went in with a general idea of how the rules of the world would work.
Yeah.
But because it's a side game that I didn't play, that I can't necessarily fault it for not following the rules that I had in my head. Because there's some very manga things that happen in it, like Mewtwo being able to
kind of do whatever,
move human souls into Pokemon bodies, but then it's like, where do the Pokemon souls go? I guess they're just suppressed.
I kind of agree where you're coming from with the manga approach because
it reminded me of the Rebirth manga. But also the very old original mangas where it's the rules were very loose, the graveyard Pokemon, sure, it's a Arbok that gets sliced in a few pieces, or this Clefairy can just talk and pull Red's testicles out of wherever and say use your balls,
that's a different manga series. That's two different manga series.
But
I get what you're saying.
It felt like that old they're very loose with the idea of what you can do with the series, and
I think that's what they were trying to go for here, is because I think I said this at the beginning. If not, then I'm sure. If not, I'll say it here. Detective Pikachu might be the best idea to start with if you're gonna do another Pokemon movie, because it's such a weird concept.
Well, and also it's if it fails, it
doesn't tarnish the Pokemon brand.
Even if it fails, it's it failed because it was a Detective Pikachu movie. You know?
You can justify it with that. But I would say Detective Pikachu is also just a perfect starting point because, first of all, Detective Pikachu has a good variety of Pokemon to choose from. So if you did a Red and Blue film, you could only really do Generation 1 Pokemon. That's what I think they would do.
Yeah.
But with Detective Pikachu, you have a good variety of Pokemon to choose from. And
with side games, the regional Pokédex pulls from a whole lot of different regions.
Yeah.
Because the side games aren't, they're not establishing new Pokemon.
Yeah.
For Game Freak. So it's the regional Pokédex did make me feel okay, so this is a Fiore region type deal, or an Ore region.
But it's
where
also
it's
Detective Pikachu is just a weird concept on its own. It's a Pikachu that could talk and solves crimes.
Yeah.
it's there. Like it's a weird concept. So like, how much weirder can you make it other than like making real life Pokemon?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like a smart idea to pick like a very weird concept, so people can get used to the idea of realistic looking Pokemon. People can like get down with the designs. Like on the way back, we were talking about like Pokemon we want to see designed in this style.
Yeah.
Like we were like, oh, I want to see this Pokemon. I want to see this Pokemon.
Well, and also it reminded me about like certain Pokemon's designs, because I was like, I remember when I saw Purloin standing up on 2 legs in Super Mystery Dungeon, and I was like, oh man, Purloin stands on 2 legs. But then
he does it in black and white too, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, well, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No, it's on 4 legs in black and white.
And there's a certain art that he does it in X and Y.
Yeah, in the 3D models. But then after seeing it walk on all 4s in this movie, I was like, okay, I get it. It looks weird walking on 4 legs, because I guess it was designed more to walk on 2 legs. So
kind of like a Meowth. It's like you see a Meowth walk on 4 legs and like the anime, you're like ew.
Yeah, I guess. It's like, I guess.
Yeah, okay. But like you get used to the Pokemon designs with this movie, and so that way, if you want to do a sequel, people are already used to the designs. They're not completely thrown off with like, oh, why does this Pokemon look like this? Or why does this Pokemon look like that? They've managed to pick a good amount of Pokemon with different varying designs in different textures, with fur, with scales, with
feathers,
with sliminess.
Psyduck's feathers were amazing.
Psyduck's feathers were nice. Pikachu's fur was very good. And like you get a good variety of Pokemon to use, so that way you can kind of get used to it when they do eventually do that red and blue film, that when they do eventually do like a gold and silver film or whatever.
Also, I don't know if like people have noticed, but like when when Mr. Mime raised his eyebrow and you could kind of see the veins underneath it, I was like, that's actually a kind of nice touch. Like, everyone's like, oh, that, it's kind of gross, but it's like,
I thought
to me, I thought it was like it made it seem more real to me.
Here's the thing. When I look at Mr. Mime, I never imagine his shoulders being straight up dodgeballs for shoulders.
Well, I mean, I don't not think that. I just don't think about him. I think
guess
that's,
not.
Because like when I'm looking at Pokemon, I'm just like, yep, that's that Pokemon. That's what it looks like. That's how I would draw it. It's just shapes.
Yeah. I think
but this movie gives those shapes context and everything. So you'll see like freckles on Mr. Mime, or little, I don't know what to call it, little like dog nose effects on Pikachu's nose.
Yeah, like the kind of like
cat face muscles.
Yeah, the muscles. It feels like there's a soul behind every one of the creatures. Like it feels like there's emotion, and like you feel like there's like, I guess they might have done face motion capture. I know they did for Pikachu.
Yeah.
For Ryan Reynolds did face capture for Pikachu. And you can see like a good amount, like you can feel the soul and emotion. It's kind of the exact opposite of what Sonic has going on.
Yeah.
Because when Sonic emotes, it's so
well,
deadpan.
I think the difference is that like Sonic isn't mocapped, first of all.
No.
But it also looks like they maybe I don't want to like dig into the Sonic movie while talking about the Detective Pikachu
I mean, it's
movie.
hard not to compare.
But it's like it almost feels like
I can bet you
in the Sonic trailer scenes that they animated it first and said Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They found the voice for Pikachu first in this film, where it feels like the Sonic movie, they designed Sonic and then found the voice afterwards.
Yeah.
And like that, I can guarantee you when we review the Sonic movie, we're going to come back to this film, unless they improve the film by the time it comes out or whatever. But I can guarantee you might come back to this film and say like where designs work and where they don't.
Okay, so
but anyways, the basic gist of everything is the designs of the Pokemon are pretty solid across the board.
Yeah, the designs of the Pokemon and the world building are great. But
there was only like maybe one Pokemon that you guys thought was off, which was Gengar. I thought he looked fine because
I just didn't like what they did with him.
I
didn't like that he was always like moving around like that.
That seems to fit Gengar to me though, because Gengar's like one of my favorite Pokemon. Period. And like when I think Gengar, he's like a trickster. He's mischievous, so he's always kind of like moving around in the shadows and kind of quick on his feet.
It might just also be that I don't like Gengar that much.
I think you're more of a Haunter fan, if I had to guess.
Well, I'm more of a Ghastly fan.
Oh,
honestly.
Okay. Well, I mean,
but because like to me those Pokemon are all just like balls
of gas.
Or well, not really like. like Ken Sugimori drew a scribble first and then completed the rest of it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas like Ghastly, it was like, okay, I'm gonna draw a circle and like the eyes kind of come off of the circle.
Yeah.
Not to say that they're poorly designed. I love their designs and everything. I don't think I just don't like them personally.
That's it.
I think they're good.
That's fine. I can see where you're coming from. I love Gengar.
Yeah.
I love his overall very simplistic design to him, which I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
In the film, I will agree they kind of lose that simplistic design of Gengar. But like, if Gengar's my only complaint out of like I would say there's like 100 Pokemon in this film. Exactly.
I don't know.
There's at least I'd say
50.
I would say at least 100.
I'd say 50 or 75.
Something like that. But if like Gengar's like one of like.
But they reused a lot of them because there was like there's a lot of Tricos, there's a lot of Bulbasaurs, there's a lot of Sneasels, there's a lot of Doduos and
there's a lot of reused models, but that's mostly because like they could only design so many for this one film. Like they wanted to test the waters, they didn't want to blow it out of the water too fast.
All right, now let me say something. The main villain was certainly out there.
We'll look at that.
I would say
I want to get to that in a second, but I want to finish up on designs real quick with one thing. I liked all the main character designs because to me, I said this to you at the end of the movie, they had this end credit sequence where they had like drawings of what they would look like in the Pokemon games.
I don't think that's how it worked.
I would like to hope.
I don't think they designed the characters first and then picked the actors.
I don't think they picked the actors afterwards, but I think they designed their outfits first.
Well, yeah, because they made a video game about these characters.
Well, I mean, you look at Tim Goodman in the games; he looks.
That's true.
Aside from like, I'm not saying skin color here. I'm saying like their outfits in general look very different from how they look in the games.
Yeah.
Compared to the film, and I think like I feel like when it came to designing their clothes and stuff like that, I feel like they drew it on paper first, and then they're like, "Here are the costumes."
Well, I think their clothes might have been part of the world building process. Like they would have drawn like a whole series of designs of shirts that people might wear in this world.
That's another thing.
So like the Unknown O shirt, or maybe they like drew a Minior shirt at some point, or like I think they probably had a lot of different concept designs for costumes and everything.
Well, that's another thing. Is like this film does a really good job at world building. Like the world, I believe it 100%. Like I believe that Pokemon can exist in this world that they built.
I was never once reminded of the fact that this film was shot in London.
No. Well, that's because they didn't really make it obvious that it was London, but like it was also
and also because it's just like it didn't look like a real world location. It looked like it looked like an alternate world where Pokemon are in the place of animals.
Yeah.
So,
and they do that from like not the first shot, but like one of the first shots in the film where they show off a Pidgeot. Like any other movie, you show like a regular bird, and like they show off a Pidgey or they show off a Pidgeot, and then they show off
Buffalons.
They show off Buffalons instead of Tauros.
Doduos are actually in the background. I pointed them out because
Doduos are in the background, and they give you this sense of like world. It makes you feel like okay, so. Off the bat, it shows you like okay, so pretty much all animals in this world just been replaced with Pokemon, and it works. I think and then the scene followed, and then the following scene happens.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was off. I thought the dialogue was off, and we're gonna get into probably one of my not bigger negatives. The biggest negative I would say is kind of the film's structure and plot. We'll get to that in a second, but I think the characters, when they're first introduced, they feel weak.
I think I liked Tim all the way through. But the rest of the characters, I'll agree.
All the side characters, anyone else that wasn't really Tim, Pikachu.
Well, Pikachu's not a human character.
I know, but like I'm talking like characters. All side characters and like story other characters. We're all off, it felt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was the direction, or maybe it was the
script.
I don't want to say it was the script, because the script seemed fine. There were a lot of times where...
I'll get to the bottom of this. Lucy, as soon as she shows up, she's like... She says a bunch of cliches.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Like,
it says, there's a case at the bottom of this well, and
I've been
waiting years for someone to open that locker.
Yeah.
And it's you.
You made a point saying like she was hamming it up on purpose, and I said she's doing it through the whole movie, Brendan.
Yeah.
She's doing it the whole time, and like I've never seen Justice Smith outside of this. I've never seen the
Paper Towns or
I've never seen that. I've never seen. I don't know what her name is. The girl who played Lucy. I've never seen her.
I think she's a Nick star or something.
Maybe, but like I've never really seen these actors outside of this film. Justice Smith does a good job.
Yeah.
I think he does a fine job as the protagonist of the film.
I don't think he does stellar.
He doesn't
I
do
think
amazing.
He does good, though.
It's not Oscar worthy, but he does a fine job. I think he does have good emotional moments with Pikachu. He has a pretty decent arc, I guess, where he goes from like not wanting a partner at all to having a partner Pokemon
and then being afraid that he's gonna lose him.
Yeah, he's afraid of loss, so it works for him. Every other character except for Pikachu just felt off. Like the guy at the beginning who's trying to teach
his friend.
Trying to teach Tim how to catch a Pokemon. It's like
his friend who's getting ready to leave on his journey.
Yeah, it just like maybe it was the kids behind us talking their asses out about stupid whatever. We had a terrible experience.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't notice. I don't notice movie talkers at all.
I noticed every single time, and it took me out of the movie every single time. If you talk during a movie, I whispered my friends during a movie, but if you talk during a movie, just...
For example, during the movie, when Henry, I think his name is, was talking about, like, Pokemon evolve into their best forms. And I whispered to you, then why do you evolve it into Flareon?
Yeah.
I mean, and he had a water stone in the room.
That's fine. Like, I like whispering to my friends all the time, like little quips and little jokes. But if you're gonna sit there in a movie theater and go, it's a Flareon, it's a Cubone.
Dude, that's a Snubble.
Dude, that's a Snubble. Just stop, all right? And like,
we get it.
It
says its name.
We get it. Like, it's like one of those times where like your friend just re-whispers the joke back to you. It's like the worst.
Well, it's just when you're watching Shrek on DVD with some kids because you're babysitting, and the kids just repeat every joke. You know?
Yeah, it really is.
Kind of like small-minded children.
Anyways, side tangent.
Which this movie is for, so I didn't let that affect my experience. I mean, some people might not, understand that this film is for children.
Nah, yeah.
I'm just being mean.
Side tangent aside, back to the movie at hand.
I'm going to use my mind control powers to mind controlled Mewtwo and become my Pokesona.
Let's talk about villain. Let's talk about the villain. I don't even remember his name. Is it Harry?
It's actually, I think it is. I think one of them's name is Henry and one of them's name is Harry.
It might have been Henry as the main villain. I don't remember, but basically,
I liked his Ditto.
His Ditto was cool, but aside from that, it's the same problem I always have with Pokemon villains. I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. Pokemon always has terrible, 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 terrible villains. At first, I saw where he was going. It seemed like a fine motivation for him.
I'm gonna be honest. The twist worked on me.
Which twist?
When the old guy turned out to be the bad guy.
That didn't work with me.
It worked. You know what? And when it worked on me, I was like, "That got me. God, that's what got me." But it was because I was watching. I was like, "Oh, they're not gonna do anything like." They're just like, they wouldn't do that for like a kids movie like this. They wouldn't pull oh, he's really the bad guy. No, he's really the bad guy. Yeah. I didn't think they'd do that.
No, because
and then it was just like, I'm really the bad guy, and I was like, oh, come on.
As soon as
I could have seen that.
As soon as they showed the son acting like an evildoer, I was
Pikachu literally calls his car, "That's a bad guy car."
Yeah,
and I didn't catch it. I was like, they're not gonna do it.
No, they obviously did it.
And then that got me.
But the main
I'm ashamed.
Again, this is spoiler top, but the main villain of
we preface this conversation.
I know, I'm saying again spoiler, but the main villain is the old guy,
in a
Harry,
wheelchair.
In a wheelchair.
Really cool wheelchair. Doesn't have wheels.
I'll say his motivation for wanting to take over Mewtwo's brain is good. It's fine.
It makes sense.
He lost the ability to use his body and legs to a chronic disease. That's fine. Degenerative disease. And so he captures Mewtwo and controls it with his brain to move around and walk around. But then he gets weird and decides, now I'm going to I made this super serum.
And then they just, they also just say, he just exposits, Mewtwo can transfer the soul of a human into a Pokemon.
Yeah.
But only a Pokemon that is enraged by R, which is the name of the purple gas that they didn't actually give a name to.
Yeah, they just
that might have been in the movie at some point. What it stands for, like
rocket juice,
re-evolve or something
like
or
that,
revolution
or whatever.
You know, something R. But they never said what it was, so it's just R.
I think the villain is just kind of like he starts off fine. It's like, okay, he wants to use Mewtwo's body to be able to work his way around the world and be not have to be crippled to a chair his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's like, now I want to fuse the entire world with Pokemon.
Well, because this is the next step for human evolution.
I guess.
Because humans suck and can't breathe fire.
That's fair. But why is that a bad thing?
What?
Why is it bad to fuse with Pokemon?
Because the Pokemon soul gets repressed and the Pokemon can't.
Who cares?
People with empathy.
No, who cares? I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like a bad thing. It's just kind of like, oh no.
I think it
now
does.
It's just purely Pokemon living in this world. But
if a giant space cat came out and fused your soul into your cat, and you were your cat, and your cat
dude, I love to be a cat. Are you kidding me?
But you would be your cat, and your cat would basically just not exist.
My cat's stupid. I love my cats. Don't take that out of context. I love both of my cats. They're both adorable. I love you, Oliver. I love you, Tamako.
But you're saying you would give up their lives in an instant if it meant you could be a cat.
No, I'm just messing around. But
yeah, see,
but
doesn't make sense.
I don't know. The whole motivation just doesn't the end motivation doesn't make sense.
Unless
once you fuse the Pokemon,
unless we assume that when he said it was a degenerative disease, it also meant degenerative as in his brain.
Sure. Jesus, dumbass. That's what they're getting at, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Pokemon villains have just never worked. Their main goal.
I'm going to sit in a wheelchair over a window.
Their main goal always makes sense, but then they go too far. Then they take a step further, and you start asking yourself, okay, what's the plan after this? Where do we go from fusing every Pokemon into or every human body into a Pokemon? Where do we go from
Archie, the world is drowning. What did you think was going to happen?
I don't know. I just fish. It's I could make a whole video about it. Maybe I will one day. But
it's 50% of all Pokemon are water type. I figured. I didn't think about the other 50%.
Speaking of 50% water types, we saw absolutely zero water types in this movie.
Magikarp, Gyarados,
Blastoise, and Squirtle. That was really it.
Blastoise, Squirtle. There had to have been another one.
That was really it. Hold up. If I look at this poster, maybe I'll see a water type on here.
Yeah.
Psyduck.
Psyduck. Psyduck was perfectly fine in the water.
That was it.
Hang on. Let me get a good gander at this.
Ludicolo.
Yeah, Ludicolo's water grass.
But that's really it, isn't it?
Can we talk about the lack of bug types?
For you, sure.
Yeah. I saw Joltik.
And Combee.
A Combee sign. Doesn't count. Otherwise, Gummy's in the movie.
Gummy's in the movie.
As a sign.
As a sign. Let's talk about Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. We haven't really talked about that.
He's good. I liked him.
He's fun.
I didn't see him as Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu. I just saw him as his own Detective Pikachu character.
Yeah. Speaking of, I guess we'll get into the twist. The big twist at the end is that Detective Pikachu is Tim Goodman's father.
What?
Which the whole movie is.
Who could have seen this coming?
You, when the game's trailer first released.
Yeah, I was like, well, no. When I understood what the story was, he's looking for his missing father, and this Pikachu who has his father's hat and has lost his memory. It's the two plot lines in the
fusing together
It's the
to
two
make the
thing-
outcome.
It's the two questions in the game, and it's like the best possible solution is, oh wait, it's probably that the two questions are actually one question, and the answer is Detective Pikachu is Tim's father.
I would say for a detective film, the mystery is really lacking.
Yeah.
Like, the big mystery is, like, what happened to Tim Goodman's dad? Well, from the start, it's kind of obvious.
Well, and every time they show what happens to him, they leave out a detail that they'll just reveal later.
Before
Like, you don't figure it out yourself. It gets told to you and Tim and everyone by Mewtwo or whoever's showing off the memory.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, I know a lot of people are probably going to say, well, it's a kid's movie. Obviously, the mystery is not going to be that difficult. But it's like, even for, like, a kid's movie, it's a very lacking mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of obvious. And I know I'm a big-brained adult, so I probably will be able to get it a lot easier. But I would like, a mystery that can challenge anybody. Because I like detective films. I think they're a lot of fun.
Well, no, not necessarily challenge. I just like the clues to be in place.
Yeah,
And not
like the
just
clues.
hidden.
Yeah, the clues aren't exactly obvious. Like, if they were like, the only real clue that you're given is the hat. That's really it. But that's just kind of like a tag for the Pikachu.
Well, no, I was talking about like the case of where is Tim's father.
No, that's what I'm saying too.
And like what happened to him.
Yeah, to me that's the real mystery. It's not what like Mewtwo's go.
And, like every time we see the car crash, it's like slightly different.
Yeah, it's kind of it's just a different flashback every single time with what happened to the mystery. Like in one scene we learned that that Mewtwo did it, and in the other scene we learned that a Greninja did it because.
And then we hear Mewtwo say humans are evil, and then we see humans are evil. Or I used to think humans are evil,
but you are good.
But now I see from you that humans can be good.
I like that Mewtwo talked with telepathy.
And then
Whatever.
he talked with his mouth because Mr. Oldman doesn't know how to talk via telekinesis.
That's fair.
That's what I saw that as.
Yeah, but
So-
the Mewtwo, like Mewtwo himself talks through telepathy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when Henry is possessing Mewtwo's body, he's
listen,
able to vocalize with his
Despite
voice.
how goofy it is, I do actually like that the old man becomes a Mewtwo.
Yeah.
I thought it was a kind of a goofy, dumb way to kind of have
Well, it makes sense.
Mewtwo
I
be
guess.
the big bad guy at the end. I liked it. I thought it was kind of funny and I thought it was kind of campy and stupid. It reminded me of like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Probably because it was during a parade and there were balloons everywhere or something. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like anything else to discuss. The plot is kind of messy. It kind of ties into why the mystery doesn't work. It's just kind of like the first two acts are pretty solid, I think. Like the first act does a good job at establishing the world, establishing the conflict at hand. The second one,
I think it's a good movie.
I think it's a fine movie.
I think anytime you see this movie with your kids, you will not be bored out of your mind because there's some little jokes in there. Like the stuff that went up my nose made me see that.
Yes.
Yeah, and
because
it's like
now,
no, not like that, not like that.
Now,
no.
Pokemon is now canonically has drugs.
Canonically, the Pokemon world has drugs in it.
Yes, this is a fact, and like this is the first time.
Mallow kind of did.
Mallow. Oh well, yeah.
Because she was smoking that sweet scent.
Well, Mallow, I thought it was more like an incense kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess to kind of wrap up our discussions here, the real question is they already have a sequel slated for the future, and they have stated that potentially this can lead to a Pokemon cinematic universe, which I'll believe it when I see it, but it's more of like in the air at the moment.
I really want to see it.
I would like to see it, but the question I have to you to kind of end this, and also you guys who are watching, what do you want to see from more future Pokemon films? Because I feel like this film is going to be successful enough to where Legendary Pictures and Warner Brothers are going to say, okay, this is a good test trial. Now, because the number one thing I took away from this movie is I want to see more. I want what else can they do now? Because like there were a lot of
yeah.
all the creature designs we saw. We were like, these are great, these are cool. And at the end, we left. After the movie, we were just talking about like what cool Pokemon we'd like to see and creature designs. So now it's just kind of left like, well, what?
I was really hoping for one of their like security cameras to turn into a Magnemite. But what I really want to see, just like more of the like robotic and like. I know I said I wanted to see more bug types, and I do, but I want to see more of the weird steel types. Like Clink Clang, Clang Clang, Meltan, Melmetal, Magnemite, Magneton, maybe Magnezone. Klefki,
I want to see more legendaries. We saw like pictures of them in the background.
We saw Mewtwo.
We saw a glimpse of Mew, but it was more of like a silhouette of Mew. We never really saw like what Mew looks like, but we saw Mewtwo. That was really it for legendary Pokemon.
I want to see the fossilized Pokemon. I want to see prehistoric Pokemon.
Oh, like Kabutops?
Yeah, like Kabuto, Kabutops,
Cranidos,
Omastar, Armaldo.
We didn't really see a lot of rock types either.
We saw Graveler.
But that was like it.
Rolling. We never saw Graveler's face.
Yeah, I would like to see kind of like a full-on like Graveler rock Pokemon. Like just like an
Roggenrola. Give me a Roggenrola.
Roggenrola, that'd be super cute. Golurk is a rock type. No, he's a ground type.
Ground Ghost.
Ground Ghost. Yeah, I would like to see I would basically like to see.
I really want to see a rocker.
Yeah, aside from like creature designs, but like what plot-wise would you like? What kind of stories do you want to see told from Pokemon?
I know they want to do the main series games.
I know they want to do a Red and Blue.
But I would really just prefer to see Pokemon Ranger movies.
Pokemon Coliseum, I would like to really see.
I don't know about those ones.
I could see those.
But I would...
Because like the protagonist could actually kind of talk in those films as compared to like any of the other ones.
But I would really want Pokemon Ranger, like I said, like all three of those games would be cool movies. What else? What's another really fun looking side game?
Pokemon Conquest.
I don't know about that because that's a crossover with Nobunaga's Ambition.
That's still, you can like make a spin off it that could work. I'm trying to think. Like again, Pokemon Coliseum XD could work. I think it really could.
Yeah.
Because you have a plot kind of set up there. It's a much more like structured plot than a lot of the other Pokemon games.
Pokemon Ranger is a very movie like plot.
Well, that's what I'm saying too. That's what I'm saying too. Is like Pokemon Coliseum and XD are kind of the same thing.
But like the thing is that like
Pokemon, the regular main series Pokemon games are like implied story. It's more implied than it is kind of like set in stone. Especially like the first two generations.
The main series?
Yeah.
No, the main series have like very well at least like they do modernly like
the first two
post. Like post Gen 3, like Gen 4 onwards is very like structured like movies and everything.
Yeah.
Like X and Y is literally just a Kingsman.
Which baffles me why the generation shorts after Gen 4 ended up being like the worst ones.
You're kidding me.
Are you kidding? I'm kidding.
One of my absolute favorite Pokemon Generations ones is the one with Lysander.
My favorite is, I mean, to be fair, my favorite is the one, is the Gen 5 ones, but the Gen 4 ones are so bad.
Okay.
The Gen 4 ones are
the one with Cheryl and her Chansey's really good.
Yeah, it's fun on its own, but it doesn't explore like a funner side of Generation 4. Generation 4 stands out, like when I think Generation 4, I think of the conflicted Spear Pillar. I think of the Distortion World. I think of the Lake Guardians. I don't think about Cheryl and her Chansey.
I would think about those things,
I don't think of Buck, all right? Buck is like the last mother.
I would be thinking about all those things, but instead I've been stuck thinking about Blissy's HP going down. And so I'm still waiting to imagine other things.
What?
It's still going down.
Chansey's?
Blissy's.
What do you mean Blissy's?
I'm fighting a max HP Blissey and I'm watching the HP tick down.
Oh, God.
Hang on a minute.
Huh?
I'm almost done. I'm going to start visualizing the cool things about Gen 4 as soon as this Blissy's HP is depleted.
Keep it going.
Yep.
All right, give me the...
Gen 4 is awesome! Saving a lot of data.
Oh my God. But like main series games could work. There's some stories that you can tell there.
A few. I think I think not. I don't think telling the story from the main character's perspective is the way to go. Like, I think a movie about Eugene tracking down Suicune would work better than a Gold and Silver movie. Or I think that
I think a
about,
Gold and
like,
Silver
Lance...
sequel to like a Red and Blue sequel would be the best. Because imagine...
Or no, wait, no, not a movie following Eugene or Lance, but instead, what if the Gold and Silver movie was following Silver? Which would make more sense than following this. Like, I don't want to follow mute kids around or try to give these characters voices when they're supposed to be characters that kids imprint on. You know, they imprint their own personalities on.
Right, but that's true. I would think like an anthology kind of film, more like Generations, could work.
Yeah.
Following like very big character-based moments in the story.
Dude, a Looker movie would be so good.
No, I don't like.
I don't like Looker.
Oh my god.
Dude, they could actually get David Tennant to play him.
If they got David Tennant to play Looker, then maybe I'd be down. Maybe.
But like the thing is, anytime he's in like the English speaking regions, he would sound weird because he's Japanese, and so
that's fair.
He'd speak with broken. Wait, actually, is he French?
No, he's
because he speaks in he hardly speaks English in black and white. Like, he can't speak English that well. Mm-hmm. But he also talks weird in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. And those. I thought
that's because he was just.
No, that's because he can't speak. That's because he has so many different languages because he's Interpol. Oh. Like, I mean, maybe he got a grasp on English before like movie? Sun and Moon.
Maybe.
I really want to see, like, you know, a movie about Annabelle, Looker, and Nanu with the Ultra Beasts, like, you know.
Yeah, or the Ultra Recon Squad get involved and get a Poiple in the movie. Hey, you know. I'd like to see a Poiple in the movie. I want to see a Furret in the movie.
I think
Furret would look like the cutest thing in the movies, unless they make it look bad.
I think a movie. I'm trying to think of characters movies could follow. Because
I don't want them
to follow the protagonist.
There's supposed to be a Mewtwo solo film, I hear.
Yeah.
Like a spin-off to this movie about Mewtwo.
Which I'm not on board with.
Not?
Yeah, I'm not on board with that.
I don't really get it either.
I don't see how it would work unless it was like chronologically with Detective Pikachu, unless it was like after he leaves Team Rocket in the Kanto region and when Ryan Reynolds is hunting him down. You know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
But then again, he escaped Kanto 20 years ago, is what they said. So, I don't know.
Right.
But like, you know, I think a Silver movie would be really good.
Silver would be cool.
For like Red and Blue, like the only character that's coming to mind is Blue.
Blue, you could follow.
But even I don't know.
Well, I mean, you can give Red a character.
Like
they've done it in the manga. And it works.
Like, maybe if they retooled him, maybe Trace from Let's Go.
Get out of here.
He has a moment where I guess I'll just spoil it for you because you're never gonna play the game. But like, you know, he like the arc with like how it works is you find Cubone, he's climbing up Lavender Tower, but then Cubone like sadly walks away from Lavender Tower because he can't see the ghosts. And then when he's outside of Lavender Tower, Team Rocket, Jesse and James are like, hey, come with us, we'll find your mom. And then Cubone follows them.
I saw Jimmy Wetzel joke about a Team Rocket Jesse James spinoff film.
Maybe. But so, like, you know, you go and then you, like, get the self-scope and Cubone from Team Rocket, and you go to Lavender Tower, and then Trace ends up catching that Cubone and uses it in your championship battle.
Okay.
And it doesn't have a bad champion battle. I'm going to be honest here.
I've never
it's probably one of the better champion battles.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if I ever plan on playing it. Maybe.
I don't think you should.
There will be a point where I have to sit down and play it.
When it's like on sale in the bargain bin, you're like, no, why not?
Sure. If it's on sale like Sun and Moon is nowadays, then probably.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. I think you could do Red.
Yeah.
In a story.
Oh, you know who would be a great character to follow for a movie?
Huh.
Wally.
Maybe.
Wally would be amazing.
Wally would be fun. But the thing is,
he isn't part of the climax of those games.
Here's the thing: if you were to do like single, like not solo, but like kind of
Movies contained within the universe.
yeah, the main series Pokemon games in a way, you would have to. Here's the thing: you could do the MC, but you have to do them pretty much different every time because there's only so many times you can do rambunctious kid who wants to be the greatest Pokemon trainer ever.
Well, and the other thing is,
like,
the main characters don't really have character in like X and Y and Sun and Moon because they're just meant to be like the defaults before you customize them.
Well, like imagine this. You do a Red and Blue movie, and like Red has a pretty unique character, like kind of like an Ash, but a bit more. It's basically how Generation or Origins did him. Kind of like how Origins treated him. He's kind of a rambunctious kid, but he grows up. You go on his adventure with his kid, and then it ends. And then the follow-up sequel, Gold and Silver. I don't know how you do Gold's character or Ethan
or Jimmy, if they want to call him Jimmy.
They want to call him Jimmy,
like the movie, like the TV show.
Yeah. I don't know, but like it'd be kind of cool if like in the sequel we get this big climactic battle on Mount Silver, and like. With Red and Gold.
Well, here's the other thing: they'd have to completely restructure the plot for the movies
to get to that point.
No, because you can't have a movie where he collects 8 gym badges, like outside of maybe a montage, which would just be boring.
Well, that's what
that's
what Origins ended up being.
Yeah, I know, which is stupid.
Which is dumb.
Like if they're trying to like cram everything into a movie, they'd end up like skipping over a lot of stuff. Or,
I would like to see, no offense to you, Brendan, I would like to see maybe the main character of the Ruby Sapphire movie or the Generation 3 base movie.
Brendan sucks. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I agree. Brendan is kind of stale compared to May. In my opinion.
Why?
I know they're the same character, but I would like to see May take the lead on that one, personally, or Sapphire if she's called in the manga.
Well, I think if they do end up doing the movies, they will actually end up doing the many worlds interpretation kind of thing where it's like it's an original character in this universe where gym badges aren't how they determine anything, you know?
I like the setup for how Pokemon capturing and battling works in Detective Pikachu. They set it up pretty well. Like despite hating that first scene where they try to capture Pokemon, I like how the designs of Pokeballs look.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. Battling Pokemon seems very much more lively. Surprisingly more than the anime. Just early anime.
Well, I think the reason why it looked that way was because of how few the battles were and how...
That's fair.
And how they really served more to like...
The one thing you can't do, you shouldn't do, is try to reestablish the rules of Pokemon. With the standalone Red and Blue film, because then you have like a whole it has to be either a throwaway line or like a quick line. You can't dedicate like 10 minutes of the movie saying this is how type advantages work. This is how capturing a Pokemon works. Because I can guarantee you, 80%, 95% of people who will go see the Pokemon films have played the games or watched the anime. So they will know how Pokemon capturing works and how Pokemon type advantages work.
Everybody's played Pokemon Go. Everybody knows how catching a Pokemon works.
Exactly!
You throw the ball, it shakes, maybe it pops out, maybe you catch it and then stars show
to be fair, they have to show the Pokemon Go fans, well, you have to battle it in this universe. You can't just throw berries at it.
Well, I thought it was weird because like his friend was like...
It's not about skill.
It's not about skill, so you'll be defined. It's like, great. That's nice encouragement.
Nice encouragement.
Whereas if you play Let's Go, it is not about luck. It is about skill.
Yes.
You have to actually...
Any Pokemon game,
know how to manipulate the Joy-Con to make the game think you're throwing it.
Regular Pokemon games, it comes down to luck, though.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Anyways, I think that's going to wrap it up. Brendan, I'll ask you...
I just want to say, that's why I really don't want them to do the main series of games and stick to side series games. But also, maybe instead of having side series games, just the Pokemon Company giving them full free range to do a side story. Because as far as, Generations 6 and 7 have gone, we've gotten very few spin-off games. We had Pokken Tournament... the only spin-off games for Gen 7 were Pokken Tournament Deluxe and
So you're
chapters 2 through 5 of Detective Pikachu, because Detective Pikachu Chapter 1 technically released during the Gen 6 days, and and like maybe like Battle Troze, I think that might have been Gen 6 though, or like
So
Shuffle.
you're saying you want to see.
I want to see them do like their own little stories
Original
within the universe.
So you want to see like what Pokemon Coliseum did, but in a movie, not like exactly Coliseum's story, but like its own separate story.
I want to see
that
them
doesn't
have
really-
their own region, like come up with their own regions
I would like to see
under
that
like
too.
the guidance of the Pokemon company, so that way they don't need to worry about like, oh, is this advertising?
And then they can make a game out of it.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Chief.
You don't think Pokemon would sit there and say, "Yeah, make your own"? Like they don't have to make
because
their own...
they're
Well, then they could
they're-
make their
they
own
look-
Pokemon.
They seemed pretty lax for this movie because they were like,
It's
they pronounced Pokemon like 5 different ways in the movie, which was neat. Because they used to be very stingy about that, as Dylan and Cole Sprouse will tell you. And they
Pokemon Diamond and Pokemon
Pokemon Heart Gold and Pokemon Soul Silver. And like, they seem pretty lax about make a movie. So I think that loosening up is maybe.
But don't loosen up too much. Because
no, I want them to fully loosen up.
Well, okay, but don't loosen up to the point where like you can make your own creature designs.
No, well, obviously not.
Or don't loosen up to where like, oh, the rules of the games don't apply at all. You don't have to follow anything.
Yeah.
You don't even have to Pokemon.
You know what I mean.
You gotta have a real life bird in there if you really want.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but like, don't loosen up to the point where like
the Pokemon are showing up in real life New York City.
Don't loosen up to the point where we get like the Mario movie or like a Street Fighter film where like the idea of the movie has nothing to do with what the games are about.
Yeah. I want them to tell their own stories, basically.
Yeah, I would like to see that
rather than side
trying
games.
to follow.
Like
if they're
not gonna make side games, then they should let these movies do their own thing.
Maybe if you want, like, don't do a Red and Blue story. You can have a whole movie that just takes place in Kanto from a completely new character.
A Silphco employee.
Well, like, or just like a completely different character that's not Red, that comes from Pallet Town. That's not Ash.
Blue's sister.
Sure. Here's
a map, and then that's the end of the movie.
Or just anybody. It's like, just do a character, just make up your own character, and just kind of follow the similar story beats. There you go. Basically do what, I guess you could say what Let's Go did. Like, it's not Red, it's just some other random kid from Pallet Town, and he goes through the same beats as Red and Blue.
Yeah.
That's really it. That works too. You don't have to follow Red.
I think the reason they've loosened up so much is because Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire really established the multiverse thing for them.
That's true.
So they were like, okay, so we don't have to worry too much about continuity errors. We can just say, Let's Go takes place in the universe where Team Rocket was a little bit more dormant for a couple of years until after Red and Blue had their journey.
Yeah. It works.
So, stuff like this, it can all technically be canon or non-canon if they feel like it.
Yeah, they can just say, it's not canon.
Yeah.
Like, they can just right off this Detective Pikachu movie say, it's not real. It's not canon. If this movie had flopped, they could have done that. Because they were like, whatever. That's why they went with Detective Pikachu, because it's such a non-damaging property.
Yeah.
And it's the only real way we can get a Pikachu to talk.
Well, and also it's cute.
It's a cute movie.
And also it was like...
Pikachu looks great in this movie.
And it was also like... they didn't have a lot of star power going into this movie because like
they had
Justice Smith is like he's got a niche audience.
I've heard of him.
But like Ryan Reynolds was really like their only big time star.
Yeah, everyone else was very low time.
Whereas Sonic the Hedgehog is all about like, let's get Jim Carrey, let's get
that one guy from Hop,
Ben Schwartz, let's get
yeah.
And
that could be a problem with video game movies in general if you get star power like
Bob Hoskins.
Like,
he's a fantastic Mario,
like,
but did he need to be there?
Like, if I were to cast a Zelda movie, I would get a bunch of no-names and make Ron Perlman Ganon.
I don't want a Zelda movie.
If I were to see one, that's all I'd want. I want a bunch of no-names and Ron Perlman as Ganon. That's it.
Yeah.
Ron Perlman would make a really good Ganondorf, I think. Anyways,
that about wraps up our discussion on Detective Pikachu. Let us know what you thought about Detective Pikachu in the comments down below.
I would highly recommend it if you have not seen it.
Be sure to check out our YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, turn on the bell. Maybe check us out on Patreon. We've got a Patreon page.
Still a little bit of a work in progress. It's not perfect yet.
We're pulling it together. Be sure to tell all your friends, tell your family about Pixel Cherries.
Pixel Cherry.
Tell.
Pixel Cherries is already taken.
Listen.
Bye.
I didn't get Pixel Cherries channel at gmail.com for this to happen.
Anyways, you guys, I want to thank y'all so much. We want to thank y'all for watching this. Again, like Brendan said, check out the rest of our channel. We'll have more videos coming out. Again, we'll be back next week with another episode of the Pixel Cherry podcast. I'm sorry, I'm so used to saying
Cherries.
I'm so sorry. I'm so used to saying experience share.
Because it's multiple because each video is kind of like a cherry and you eat it and you go like.
Oh, I thought we were Pixel Cherries because there's multiple people.
That also
like we're each a cherry.
It's like a super double entendre.
I guess so.
Although not double entendre in that, I mean to say testicles. Which would you consider that in the Detective Pikachu movie? Would you consider that that to be a testicle joke? Like when he says, "I feel it in my jellies."
No.
Well, did you consider it a joke when Detective Pikachu went up and started, licking on that guy's? We don't need to go into that part.
Sorry, looking on.
We don't need to talk about that.
Looking on
part.
Pro Jared's penis.